Is Dave Ramsey's home buying plan realistic for first-time homebuyers? Well, in today's video, we're gonna dig into the details and find out. Now, before we get into it, I would just like to say I am a huge fan of Dave Ramsey's, so I'm not going to be beating up on him today, but rather I am going to be revealing a small difference of opinion when it comes to the home buying plan that he sets forth for first-time homebuyers. So first and foremost, what is his actual plan? Well, it's 3 to 6 months worth of emergency fund, no debt, 20% down ideally, 5 to 10% if you're a first-time homebuyer, that's okay. Mortgage payment does not exceed 25% of your take-home pay, and that would have to be on a 15-year fixed mortgage. So now, as I mentioned, my views differ slightly on this, and here is why. If you look up on the screen, I have a chart showing the median household income in the United States. As of 2021, the median household income was hovering just under $71,000. Now, I also pulled the information for the median sales price of a single-family home in the United States, and that's coming in at just under $455,000. Now, using these numbers, let's actually go ahead and take a look at the math and see how they pan out. So if you take the income at just under $71,000, you subtract 25% for taxes, that gives you about $53,000 on an annual basis. If you divide that by 12, the monthly income would work out to about $44.24 per month. Now, if the max payment is going to be 25% of take-home pay, on a 15-year mortgage, we'd be looking at our monthly payment could not exceed $1,106 per month. So keep this monthly payment in mind while we look at what it costs to purchase a home that's just under $455,000. We have a home price of just under $455,000. Let's go ahead and assume we're going to be putting 20% down, which is about $91,000. We have a 15-year fixed mortgage with an average rate of about 5.5%. We would be looking at a monthly mortgage payment at $34.66 per month, 3 times more to purchase this property than what's allowed under this strategy. Now, keeping that information in mind, do you feel that that plan is realistic for most people? Now, taking it one step further, I asked myself, well, how much would we have to earn in order to purchase this median price home under this plan? And it's very simple calculation. All you have to do is take the payment of $34.66 and multiply it by 4. Now that number happens to be $13,864 per month in take-home pay. One might argue, well, then maybe you're not ready to purchase a home just yet, or maybe you need to find something that's more of a starter home at a lower price point, or maybe you just need to focus on earning more income. But that's not always the case for everybody. So I think personal finance is personal. You have to make this decision on your own, and ultimately you could look at other avenues to get into a home because there is an opportunity cost for not being a market participant. And we'll touch on that here in a second. But first, I did want to list some pros and cons using this strategy so that we can be as objective as possible. So one of the pros is, of course, if you're able to fit the mold for this strategy, the home is going to be very, very affordable because it is a low percentage of your overall take-home pay, which is going to leave you a lot of money left over for discretionary spending, additional savings, additional investing, and even money for fun and entertainment. In addition to that, if you are able to afford the 15-year fixed rate mortgage, then you're going to own that home free and clear in 15 years. And even if you don't pay it off in 15 years, let's say something changes and you move, well, let's say you only live in the property for 5 or 8 years, well, you will have paid down the principal balance of that home significantly. So now let's just touch on the cons here for a second. Using the example that we gave above, we would need a household income of about $240,000. That's nearly 3 times what the median household income is in the United States. In addition to that, saving 20% for the down payment in this example would be just over $90,000, can take many, many years to achieve. Now, granted, he did mention that you can put 5 to 10% down so long as you fit the income criteria, but in this example, we just used the 20% down. Let's say you're able to save $10,000 per year. It's gonna take you 9 years to be able to save up that amount to put down. And then the real question becomes is what is the opportunity cost? Meaning, in that 9 years' time, what's happened to your rent? What's happened to the price of homes? Have they gone up or have they gone down? Generally, with real estate, it is a hedge against inflation, which means as the cost of goods and services and wages rise, the prices of homes tend to rise with it. Now, as home prices go up, that means that you would need to save additional funds to put down on that property. So you're kind of in this constant battle with inflation and where home prices are. In addition to that, let's say say that you're paying $1,500 a month in rent today, and that goes up, let's say 3 to 5% per year for the next 9 years. Well, eventually that's going to get to a point where it would far exceed 30-year fixed rate mortgage if you were to take it out today, and where those points cross, we'd have to just do the math and find out. But anyway, my view is that there is a bit of an opportunity cost here at the end of the day. And the sooner that you're able to get involved in the market, the sooner that you can start building wealth using real estate. Now, this is not to say you should automatically go out and just purchase a property today. I love the fact that he says you should be debt free. I love the fact that you should have an emergency fund 3 to 6 months. That gives you some cushion if anything else comes up, gives you a little bit more leeway. And I like the fact that Dave is promoting a 20% down payment. I think that if it's feasible, it's a really good way to get involved, because then you have a strong equity position from the onset. Meaning when you go into a home purchase, you're putting a lot of money down. That property value, it doesn't just go, it's not linear. It doesn't just go up in a straight line. And we're starting to see that in the market right now. So values do come down. And what happens if, let's say you put 3.5% or 5% or even 10% down, and the property values come down even just a little bit, if you get to the point where you're in a pinch and you have to exit that property, most first-time home buyers don't realize that it costs roughly 5-6% just to exit a property in closing costs, because you have to pay your title company. There are closing expenses. You have to pay your real estate agents, which are generally, anywhere from 5 to 6% in commissions based on the overall sale of the house. And so those are some of the things that you have to take account of. And if you can have a stronger equity position from the beginning, it will just further insulate you from any market fluctuations that we see. The other thing I think is really critical, especially in today's market, is your time horizon. So if you're looking to purchase a property and you only want to be there for 2 years and then you want to sell, that might be really tricky in today's market. But let's say you plan to live in the home for 10 years or 7 years or 12 years or something like that. That is a long enough time horizon that you will be able to get into that property, pay down the debt slowly over time. Hopefully values go up so you can build some equity, and will put you in the strongest position possible to build wealth over the long run with real estate. So, all right, so that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Please, if you haven't done so already, consider hitting that like button, subscribe for more videos just like this. We'll see you on the next video. Take care.